First off, a couple things. One is give Bethune-Cookman credit. I mean, look, they're a good team. They're picked to win their league. Number 10 is projected to be preseason player of the year, or was projected to be preseason player. It was preseason player of the year for this upcoming season. So, as I told our guys, when there's 32 conferences in the country, and if you're picked to be a player of the year in your league, you're a good player, and it showed that today. He's a good player. Um, that was no fluke on him being able to play like that. Secondly, look, it's just going to be tough for us until we get Jose back because, your floor general's not on the floor, so you're trying to, you're putting so much stress, tension, and pressure on Bubba Parham, where something where he's not used to, where it's all being thrown on him to kind of have to run the team, and that's not easy to do. And so that's just part of it. But we found a way to get a W. Our defense was not good the first half, but the second half we've been very, very good defensively, and our numbers are one of the best defensive teams in the country. But the two things that have been just Achilles heel for us has been our turnovers, which we were way better today besides Moses and James with 9 combined, but our guards did a much better job, and our free throw shooting. Those have been our two Achilles heels, and defensive rebounding, we got to do a better job. James had 8 blocks, and so our guards have got to be a better crackback. Our guard rebounding has to be better. We've got to be better with guard rebounding on cracking back. But anyway, we got to win, and we found a way to get a W. And Moses and James had 2 double-double, or each had a double-double, so that's a great deal there. But we found a way and got a W.
Did you feel in the first half that maybe defensively you were a step slow?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the same energy to start. There's no excuse for that. We had good practices. I don't know if it's just part of coming off of a tough loss and you're just trying to get your energy back, but that's something that we've got to be better. Obviously, nobody needs to generate energy for us. We've got to generate it for ourselves, and we got to do that through defense. That's what we got to do. And in the first half, we just didn't defend like we needed to.
You've been looking for that player to take over a game at the end of the game, and you challenged Michael to be that guy, and he proved tonight that he can do that job.
Yeah, he had a really efficient game. He had 27 on only 16 shots, and he would have had 30 if he made free throws. But the biggest thing with him, he's got to get better on the defensive glass. He's got to be better on the defensive glass. But he's a really good basketball player. He made some tough shots today, tough layups. His pace, the game is slowing down for him, and he's seeing things better. Even though he made that pass to Moses, which was just unacceptable for him to throw that at that time. But that being said, he's a really good basketball player, and he's going to continue to get better. He's made great strides from his freshman to his sophomore year. There's no question on that.
How was Pope able to be so good? Was it just because he has so much talent himself, or could the team have done a better job?
No, it wasn't. His thing was just an energy deal. I mean, he just plays hard. He's a rebounder. That's what he does. And now part of it is James, has 8 block shots. So James is going to block the shot, and then he's in there for the offensive rebounding, and that's where we didn't do a good job of cracking back. And then James also has to recognize on certain times when there's the kid's already going to take a bad shot, and there's no need for him to go rush out on the shot block. But he just has a great motor, Pope. I showed our guys film the other day on Kenneth Fareed just about how hard he plays on his rebounding. I showed film on Patrick Beverly about his defensive intensity. I showed film on Dennis Rodman about how hard he rebounded. And to show that this is what we need, this is what motor is. This is the definition of motor. I felt like Pope was in the film sessions because, he played with that motor today and got a bunch of those boards. But part of that is we got to be better on the crackbacks, and then James has to be knowing when not to go block a shot, meaning the guy is already guarded, is taking a bad shot. There's no need for you to leave the block zone. Just got to toughen up and step up, make them, Ken. I mean, we've tried everything. We we shoot at night. When we come back to do film, then we'll shoot free throws. We've done the running game where everyone gets up there and misses. You miss, you run. I mean, we've shot a lot of free throws. So I don't, as in terms of in practice, and I don't know. I don't really have a solution other than we just got to make them. I mean, and when it's a guy like Michael DeVoe, who's such a good shooter, shooting poor percentage. And I'm telling you, Khalid Moore stays in the gym hours shooting just 3-point shooting, free throws. He's a gym rat, and it's just he's got to make them. And James Banks and Bubba are two best free throw shooters, so you just got to make the free throws.
Moses Wright jokingly mentioned he was disappointed that it took him this long to get a double-double. What do you see from him moving forward?
Well, look, Moses is a big part of our team, and Moses has come a long way. His strides he's made from his freshman to his sophomore to his junior year, and it's not just stuff on the court. I mean, he's come a long way as a young man, and I'm really proud of him for that. His whole thing is he's got to continue to learn about engage. When he's engaged, he's really good, and it's just it's just something between his ears where he's got to stay engaged every possession. And when he does that, he's a high level guy. And when he gets disengaged or gets caught watching, he just becomes an average player. And I tell him that all the time. That's the difference between you being elite and average is your engagement. And the engagement is just more of a mindset. And that's just part of that's what's great about college basketball. You have a chance to help see these guys, mature and get them better and have them grow. And he's improving on that area, and that's just something that he's got to keep working on every day, and we just got to keep staying on him on that every day.
And I guess athletically, he may be the best athlete on the team.
Yeah, and that's where I'm on him about the engagement. When he is engaged, a double-double should just be a drop in the bucket for him. But that's just an engagement. I mean, you saw the first half versus NC State, the first half versus Georgia. He played disengaged, and then the second half of both games he's fully engaged, and he just is a difference maker. So that's part of our challenge is continuing to try to get him engaged every possession from the start. And when he can do that, a double-double should be a drop in the bucket.
In what way did you feel Jose's absence?
We felt Jose's absence since we haven't had him at the Elon game.
I mean, you were pretty efficient scoring, shooting.
You mean today?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't look at we shot 52%. Part of it is we spent the last 4 days on literally just working on ball security and just strictly working on, offensive execution. And we were better today. Now, obviously, James and Moses had those 9 turnovers. But the thing that we feel on Jose, there's things that don't show up in the box score. His leadership on the floor, winning 50-50 ball. He's our best guard rebounder. Cracking back, when shots are up, he's just going hitting the bigs. I mean, there's things that don't show up that set the tone and energy for our team in the huddles, and so that's there. It's not the stat sheet that will show up what the effect that he makes, and he makes guys he takes pressure off of a guy like Bubba, takes the pressure off of a guy like Michael DeVoe, where you have another guard out there to handle the ball. So. He does a lot of things, Ken, that just does not show up in the box score. And on top of that, he's a really good free throw shooter, too.
There was, I think, 15 possessions, and then it seemed like you were just not moving the ball well. The next possession, I think, kind of James scored on the inside, and it seemed like the ball sort of moved a little better.
Yeah, I just felt we just started the game. We were just, we were just we were a lack of energy to start. We didn't have our motor going, and part of that, it wasn't the offense. We get our energy through our defense, and we weren't playing good defense. We weren't defending, and then it got us slow on offense, and we had no opportunities to get some transition baskets, and we were better defensively, in that second part of the first half, and then obviously in the second half, which got us better. But that first half, that first part of the first 10 minutes, we were just not real good, defensively, which affected our offense.
Why didn't James start?
Just an internal matter.
Last one here from Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.